Hi, it's Dion with the Empowered Creativity Institute. We're here to help you see that within you there's great creativity. Today our topic is Memories to Memoirs, but it's for anybody who writes. What we write about and how our imagination operates is based on the lives that we've lived, the people that we've met, the places that we've been, and the things that are dear to our hearts, the values that we hold. We are the writers that we are because of who we are and because of the lives that we've lived. This topic, Memories to Memoirs, works for poets, fiction writers, nonfiction writers, and of course, autobiographers and memoir writers. Whether you're trying to write something for the New York Times bestseller list, or whether you're just trying to develop a family document to give to your children and grandchildren, the process that we'll go through today will help you, and it will help you a lot. I've been doing this Memories to Memoirs workshop for about 12 years now, and it's always a wonderful experience, which is why I've got two versions of this program for you. One is just the videotape, well, not video. One is the video that you'll see, it's not a tape, right? Is a video that you'll be able to go through that will help guide you through the process, give you writing prompts, and introduce you to 4 different writing types so that you become fluent in all 4 types. The other version of this program includes the video, but also includes 2 opportunities to send me some of your writing, up to 500 words each, for me to review it and comment on it. I won't be doing grammar checks so much as helping you see where you're going and how you're developing your story, and some different angles that might help with that. So here we are, Memories to Memoirs. I'm glad you're on board for the fun. It's a wonderful program that provides insights into who you are, but also gives you the guidance that you need to write those stories. Because where do we start? You've had a full, robust life already, whether you're 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 years old. In those stories are the things that you need to create the story that you want, the autobiography, the memoirs. But where do you start? You can't start out with, I was born at an early age, and then mommy and daddy took me home from the hospital, and then. That's not what this is about. I will provide you the tools to pull back and take a look at your life through 4 different timelines. I'll be providing you a lot of different stories and insights that have come from the other times that I've offered this workshop, to illustrate to you how it all works and the clarity that comes with it. So many times I've had students who would think that they wanted to write about this, and they would go through the process and realize that this is not my life story. This is my life story. We need that clarity as writers. We need that clarity for our message. We need that clarity and that perspective to create characters that are deep, who have dialects, who have expressions and personalities. This process will give you everything that you need. But warning, you will not complete this video and then be done for the rest of your life. This gives you the tools to go back to time and time again, to give you the tools, to give you the processes, to come back and work these processes. Work them over and over and over again. And you get more information and more depth and more context and more characters and more locations and more. In fact, you should never have writer's block again. In fact, the challenge after this process is not writer's block, but writer's flood. You've got so much information to work with that you can pick and choose and find your themes. So I suggest that after you go through this, or even while you're going through this, doing the writing exercises, that you take different directions, work different ways, but come back to this trough of inspiration. Come back to this overwhelming amount of information. And it's not overwhelming in the sense that you don't know what to do with it. It's just that you'll never have writer's block again. I've been a writer since I was a youngin'. I say that I was a photographer since 6 when Santa Claus brought me a camera, a writer since 12. Thank you, Mrs. Owens, for the in-class assignment at St. Cecilia's oh so many years ago. And I've been a poet since birth. All these things come together, and that is actually why I created the Empowered Creativity Institute, to provide insights to everybody so that they can see that in themselves and in their story and in their gifts are the talents to create, the talents to share. Not everybody needs to be hanging on the museum wall. Their art, their sculptures, whatever, don't always need to be publicly seen like that. But we are called to create. We are creators in our own sense. We are called to create, and when we share based on what we create, we end up actually connecting better. I can tell you I love my sons and my grandchildren, and you'll say, well, of course you do. You're supposed to. But if I read you the poems or I show you the book, share with you the photographs, then you understand. So as we create our memoirs through this process and create our different stories, as you share them with your children and your grandchildren, they will better understand. When you create for audiences, let's say you're a writer that's working on a variety of short stories for an anthology, and as you work with those, what happens is that you connect to your audiences. I'm not so sure I believe in the notion of writing for an audience as much as writing to an audience. Maybe they're the same in some people's minds, but in my mind it's different. And this process of the Memories to Memoirs workshop gives you the insights to better connect, to create, to share, to connect, and to have fun during the entire process. It's all about having fun too. It's a wonderful process. I'm glad you're on board. We're going to take you through the various steps. At the appropriate times, I'm going to suggest that you pause and write. We're going to do a lot off of this whiteboard. I'm a whiteboard fan. I love my whiteboards. We are going to do some exercises off of there. And don't shortchange yourself. Please don't shortchange yourself. When we do one of the timelines or one of the writing exercises, stop the video or pause it and then go about your work. Ignore the fact that the cat's on the drapes or the kid's crying or the phone's ringing. You know how it is as writers. We've got to focus. So you're going through the video, pause, stop, do some of the work. When I do the workshops, depending on the amount of time we're allowed, it can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I had the pleasure of teaching at one time where at every prompt, at every exercise, the class could work for 20 minutes. Now that sounds like a lot of time, but it goes like that. And then you go back and redo the process and redo the process. And never again do you have writer's block. Welcome to Memories to Memoirs, a version of a product that I've done for years, a workshop that I've done for years. I am proud and excited to be able to offer it through the Empowered Creativity Institute. And I hope that you enjoy this. I hope to hear back from you. And we're about to get started.